video is part of my 12 Cookies of Christmas series 2023, where I explore the Christmas cookies of 12 different European countries. In today's video, I'm sharing with you a Swedish classic called Swedish Pepparkakor, or Swedish Gingerbread. This is unique to different gingerbreads in that it's not made with honey or molasses, it's made with golden syrup. And the spice mixture also contains cardamom, which is often added to desserts in the Scandinavian countries. This cookie is often enjoyed on St. Lucy's Day alongside saffron buns, so they are perfect for that as well as Christmas. So join me today as I share with you the recipe as well as some Swedish Christmas traditions, and stick with me to the very end so you can see a sneak peek of tomorrow's cookie. Let's get started. First, you're going to begin by melting the sugar and golden syrup with the milk. Put 200 milliliters or 3/4 of a cup of whole milk into a pot with 350 grams or 1 3/4 of a cup of sugar and 280 grams or 3/4 of a cup of golden syrup. If you're in the US, I've put a link in the description box where you can buy this. And if you don't want to buy something that you're afraid you'll never use up, I've put 2 recipes from my channel in the iCards above that use golden syrup. Now you're going to gently melt that on the stove and then remove it from the heat. To a large bowl, add 250 grams or 2 1/4 sticks of unsalted butter with 2 teaspoons of salt and 1 tablespoon cloves, 1 tablespoon cardamom, 2 tablespoons cinnamon, and 1 tablespoon ginger. Now stir in the warm milk mixture a little at a time. This will melt the butter and allow the spices to steep in the warm mixture. Adding spices to a warm liquid always brings out their flavor. You'll see I do that with cardamom in my Norwegian school bread video as well, which I'll link in the iCard above. Add the warm liquid in a little at a time as you whisk to emulsify everything together. Then in a separate bowl, combine 1 kilo or 8½ cups of all-purpose flour with 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Stir that into the liquid a little at a time. I started with a whisk and then eventually switched to a wooden spoon. These are a popular cookie enjoyed throughout Advent and Christmas in Sweden, but they are particularly enjoyed alongside saffron buns for St. Lucy's Day on December 13th. On this day, traditionally, the eldest daughter in the house delivers saffron buns and gingerbread to her parents in bed while it's still dark out, wearing a crown of candles on her head and a white robe with a red sash. Boys dress up as star boys, wearing white hats with stars and carrying a star wand. This day is to celebrate Saint Lucia, an Italian saint who saved Sweden from a famine in the Middle Ages. She arrived on a boat surrounded by lights, bringing wheat with her, which is why wheat buns are eaten on this day. You can learn more about these traditions in my saffron buns video, which I will link in the iCard above. I teach you both how to make the saffron buns as well as how to make 9 different traditional shapes. Transfer your dough to plastic wrap and then refrigerate for at least an hour, but 2 days is recommended for maximum flavor development. Then take small sections of dough at a time and roll it out onto a well-floured surface. And how thick you roll it depends on your preference. Roll it really thin for a crispy cookie and roll it slightly thicker for a chewier cookie. Then you're going to cut out the dough with cookie cutters. And some traditional Swedish shapes are hearts, stars, trees, circles, pigs, men and women, and reindeer. And I have my kids helping me here roll out the dough and cut out the cookies just like I did in my Swiss Basler Brunsli video. They're always eager to help with Christmas cookies. Place them on a parchment-lined baking sheet and bake in a 400° Fahrenheit, 200° Celsius preheated oven for 5 to 7 minutes or until lightly golden around the edges. Then place them on a rack to cool and then enjoy. So I'm going to be upfront and say I'm not the biggest fan of gingerbread cookies, at least not the thin, hard ones, but I am willing to have an open mind with these. I actually like those. I think what I don't like in a lot of gingerbread cookies is the molasses flavor, which is a very typical American style gingerbread. I don't really like that deep molasses flavor that you taste in that type of gingerbread, but this is nice. It's much lighter with the golden syrup being used, and I really enjoy that spice mixture. The cardamom is very prominent, so I love cardamom, so that's a great flavor. I actually would make these again, so thumbs up to these. Make sure to hit that notification bell on the subscribe button so you don't miss any other cookies in this series, and I will put the playlist at the end of the video in case there are any videos that you'd like to catch up on. I will see you tomorrow, but until then, catch the sneak peek of tomorrow's cookie.